What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
The more and more I analyze the situation, the more and more it seems like the Clippers are trying to form a big three. The Clippers definitely have, a really good formable team the way they are. Definitely good enough to win a championship. Maybe with the adding of a point guard, make their championship hopes and destination journey a lot easier. Having somebody to regulate the offense at times when it, wanes or when it, is flailing at the moment. But at the same time, there's some names out there that the Clippers are tied to in regards to, possibly recruiting, looking to, looking into the situation of possibly, acquiring these type players. I mean, the reports are out there. And, the more and more I keep reading the last several days, I mean, the reports are out there, pretty heavy too. I mean, we got reports about, the Clippers going after Kyrie Irving, D'Angelo Russell. And now a new name that surfaced up, that surfaced is Julius Randle on the New York Knicks. Now, me personally, I'm just going to say this now. I don't think they should ever look at Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle, to me, is just not ready for that type of spotlight. L.A. is not, a spotlight he wants to be in, because he's not even good in the spotlight in New York. I mean, because if hypothetically the Clippers got Julius Randle, there would be expectations of him. It wouldn't be expectations like it is in New York, which he's failing at. He's definitely not doing the best he can do there, I don't believe. I mean, because what New York has paid him and trying to make him into a star player, he's just not that to me. I mean, he's a really good, solid player, but at the same time, I personally think, him being a third player on the team, that could work, but I mean, I don't think he should be your third best player if you're trying to win a championship. I just don't believe that. I mean, like I said, I'm just not impressed by Julius Randle. I've seen him just go through games and stretches of the season and series, against Atlanta last year and everything. I just seen him struggle so bad with somebody that he should dominate against. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of his matchups, even in regular season, where I've watched him play, and it's like, where's that dog at in him? Where's that dominance at in him where, he's supposed to be like, a star caliber type player where he could take over games and really, really dominate. You see what I'm saying? I don't see that in his game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like he can give the Clippers anything they don't have. The Clippers got Marcus Morris. They got somebody who could shoot threes, he can defend, shoot threes. Now, I will say this, Marcus Morris is not the most reliable. He has his moments where his inconsistency kicks in. I've been the one to complain about that the most. And I'm not going to, discredit that part about Marcus Morris, because he needs to fix that. But what I'm saying is, to me, you're not getting that much of a better player than a Marcus Morris if you get Julius Randle. I mean, Julius Randle can, score a little bit more. He can get a little bit more rebounds, and things like that. He can distribute the ball a little bit. He could pass a little bit here and there, but really his rebounding, the Clippers really don't need that. I mean, they got Zubac, they got Hardenstein, hell, Kawhi and PG, they rebound really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, rebounding, they can rebound, they can already do that, and they already got size when it comes to that. I mean, they got like a lot, the Clippers are a really big team, and they got a lot of big, long players, so they can rebound pretty good on their own. So don't really need that much. As far as Julius Randle scoring, I don't feel like he fits with the Clippers really, because like I say, he's not going to give them a different threat or anything. The Clippers like to spread the floor and actually have options to go in the paint or kick out with deadly shooters. And to me, Julius Randle is not one of those guys. He's not a deadly shooter, or he's not somebody you can really count on, I think, to hit those type shots when you need them. I feel like, somebody like Luke Kennard on the damn Clippers, if Luke Kennard has to take the last shot, I feel like he'll hit it. I feel like if Reggie Jackson has to take the last shot, he'll hit it. Of course, Kawhi. Of course, PG. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Clippers are built on having players who can knock down big shots and big moments. That's what makes them a unique team. And they have pieces that can do it, that are interchangeable, that you wouldn't even think that can do it. That can do it on a big stage. And I don't feel like Julius Randle's built for a big stage like LA, places like that, because like I said, he ain't doing nothing in New York. I mean, really, that team is his. That team is his to lose, his to gain, because they want him to be the superstar. He can't be that. And there at times, I mean, hell, RJ Barrett looks better than Julius Randle. Hell, Derrick Rose looked like the best player on the team when he's healthy and out there. I mean, to be honest with you. So it's like, I don't know, Julius Randle's just not that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I understand if he did come to the Clippers, he wouldn't need to be that guy, but he still would need to be able to deliver and knock down big shots when called upon. And I don't see that in his game. I don't see him being a reliable type, player in that way. I feel like he could put up points, but I feel like a lot of his points are just meaningless. You know what I'm saying? To me, they don't really help you win. They don't help you lose, or whatever the case may be. Like, there's a lot of times I look at the stat sheet, he has 25 points, 23 points, maybe 10 rebounds, something like that, but they lost by 15, 16. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't equate to anything to me. So I don't feel like he would be a really good fit for the Clippers. And like I said, I don't really feel like the Clippers need him because, between Robert Covington and Marcus Morris, they basically have a Julius Randle. You see what I'm saying? Besides maybe Julius Randle, he can pass, he can distribute the ball a little bit. I will give him that. But like I said, they could find a backup point guard to distribute. They don't really need Julius Randle, if you ask me. Just my opinion. But now you move on to D'Angelo Russell. Now, D'Angelo Russell, like I said, he averaged 6-7 assists a game. Little turnover happy at times. But, I mean, other than that, he can also give you 19 points a game. So, I mean, he can actually give you almost a double-double every game. He can give you 19 and 8 a game easily. So, I mean, you add him to the Clippers and cut down his turnovers. Well, hell, I mean, hey, you got a point guard right there. So, I mean, and like I said, Ty Lue was a point guard. So him developing a player like him would be a lot easier, would be easy for him, because a lot of his tendencies that he would see in D'Angelo Russell, he definitely saw himself when he was a player on the Lakers, when he won a championship as a player as well. So, I mean, he definitely would be able to help there. And like I said, being around Kawhi Leonard, that'll definitely just change. That'll change D'Angelo Russell. He'll just be a whole lot different player. Being on the team with the Clippers, he would be a whole different player, because he will understand situational basketball along with the skills he already has, and his skill set would match well with the Clippers, because like I said, he wouldn't really try to be going there and be a score first point guard. I think Ty Lue would be able to sit down and tell him, maybe the 18 points a game, you might get that. But at the same time, we want you to get your points, but we also want you to distribute and get these guys the ball, because these two guys are going to take us to the promised land. And I think D'Angelo Russell would understand that, because he would know he's in a situation where he's on a team that has aspirations to win a championship. And when you're in situations like that, your gameplay, your logic, everything changes. And especially when you're around people like Kawhi, who will definitely probably not even speak to you if you don't play the right way. So, I mean, definitely, I think that would be a good situation for him, going from one team that's up and coming to a team that is in contention to win a championship. And a lot of people believe that about the Clippers. So I believe, he would be a pretty decent fit, if the Clippers found a way to acquire him. Now, the Kyrie Irving situation, I've addressed this in a couple videos already. Kyrie is dynamic. Kyrie is box office. The man is like pay-per-view. People definitely, would pay to go see Kyrie any day of the week, just because of how Kyrie is. Kyrie is a dope player, and there's no doubt about that. But the problem with Kyrie is, I always said, what Kyrie are you getting? Is he going to be on Earth mentally, or is he going to be in Jupiter somewhere? Because like I said, his mindset is so far and beyond the earth sometime. I don't think he really realizes what he does for a living is very, very intriguing, very, very noteworthy, and it is a very, very great career to have. Something most people wished and dreamed they can do is be an NBA player. And he's living that lifestyle and acting like it's just a job and it's not everything to him. And that's the problem I have with Kyrie. He's sitting around acting like, all this other stuff means something to him, and basketball's secondary. But what he don't realize is, if it weren't for basketball, he wouldn't have enough money to go to country and place to place to see all his ancestors and give back to them and take care of his family the way he would and the way he can, and all the endorsements. If it wasn't for the NBA, you wouldn't have the opportunity to do all those things, because you probably wouldn't have the money to do it, based upon the story he gave us with, I Am Athlete, when he was on there just about 2 weeks ago, talking about his upbringing and everything. So this is my point. Kyrie needs to understand basketball's got to come first, because that's what made you who you are. If you were a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, or if you got a doctorate degree or something, you want to get away from basketball and go pursue that and don't want to play no more, that's one thing. But you have no other avenues. This is the only thing you do. You don't rap. You're not a doctor. You don't have a degree, I don't believe, in something major where you can make tons of money. At least I don't think he does, as far as like a doctorate or something like that. He's a basketball player, and that's what he is, and that's what he needs to understand. Stick with the basics. Stick with what got you here. And this is the problem with Kyrie. You don't know the Kyrie you're getting. He doesn't even know the Kyrie he is half the time. And like I said, if you're trying to win a championship, he is only a distraction to what you're trying to do. And as long as he's on the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant's going to see the same thing. A lot of people talk about Kevin Durant hasn't been back to the finals since, he left the Golden State Warriors. That's true. Because Kevin Durant makes bad decisions, hooking up with people that's not going to help you win. Because like I said, Kyrie is a phenomenal player, but you don't know what player you're getting out of him from day to day. So he's not an X factor. He's not somebody, you can rely on. That's not going to win you a championship. When they had James Harden, his hamstring, he done lost a step. He's overweight. He's eating too much. He's partying too much. He's not the player. He's not playing like the player he was in Houston. So it's like, the whole net situation looks very, very fraud right now, because they had all this talent and it didn't work out. Main thing is, the biggest reason why it didn't work out mainly probably was because of Kyrie. He was all about himself. And the vaccination, we all understand that. But at the same time, you got to go out there and go to war with your brothers. And like I said, being a part of that Clippers culture, you got to be able to go out there and go to war with your brothers, unless you're absolutely, to the point where you can't play, there's something really holding you back as a major injury or something like that. That's understandable. But anything else really isn't acceptable. So, if the Clippers want to win, they don't need to look Kyrie Irving's way. They need to just stick with what they have and add a point guard, because really, to be honest, that would be their best. That'd be their best move, to add a point guard of what you already have and just keep moving on with what you got. Because really, like I said, adding D'Angelo Russell to me would be the best one out of these three names I gave, because like I said, he can average 18 and 8 a game. All he needs to do is turn down his turnovers a little bit, which is not much at all. His turnovers are actually acceptable. It's not like he's outrageous like a Russell Westbrook. So even if he did turn the ball over some, it would be fine, because like I said, the Clippers overall, they could make up for a lot of mistakes, especially having Kawhi Leonard on the floor. He makes up for a lot of mistakes that teams make, or that players on his team make, because of who he is and how great of a player he is. So he makes up for a lot on his own. So you ain't got to worry about that there. That's what Kawhi does. So I honestly, out of all three, I definitely would go with Julius. Not Julius. I would definitely go with D'Angelo Russell out of the three. But at the same time, really, like I said, the Clippers, they don't need to really worry about forming a big three. They just need that point guard in the middle, because they get that point guard, that's going to clear up all situations. That's going to make their life a lot easier when it comes time to, make certain plays and execute plays at a high level, and don't have to just go one-on-one isolation all the time. They can move the ball better, get more ball movement. That'll make the Clippers more sharper and everything in their offense, and how they run their dynamic offense and play defense on both ends of the floor, because they definitely can switch on defense a lot. But if they're able to move the ball and have better ball movement on offense along with the defense that they got, they will be so much more deadlier as a team. It would be really, really tough to beat them, especially. That's why I said the point guard to me is their most important factor they need to look into. So if that's the case, definitely go after D'Angelo Russell, maybe even a Tyus Jones, somebody like that, Malcolm Brogdon. Find a way to get one of those players going, or get one of those players in there, or some type of backup point guard. That's going to help you in the long run when you're trying to win a championship. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Also check out my other videos as always. And hey, Khaliis out.